53, there we go.
On May 11th, 2023 in Illinois, officers Borders and Polkrebeck observed a red sedan speeding at 53 miles per hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone. The officer pursued the vehicle, which was difficult to follow due to traffic.
All right, better punch it.
Eventually, the officer managed to stop the car and approach the driver, identified as Anthony, who was 23 years old.
You were just on Monroe, man. You were speeding, okay?
I was speeding.
Southbound on Monroe, yep. Before you got to El Dorado, we got you going 53 and a 30, all right? On a handheld radar.
I was on Monroe?
Yes, you were.
And y'all pulled me over?
Because there's a thing called traffic where people are in our way, so it's kind of hard to catch up to you. So, you got your license on you?
That's cap. I wasn't going no 53.
Well, that's what our handheld radar said.
I don't need to see that.
Hey, you ain't gonna see it. This where you live?
Yep.
Alright. ID on them?
Yeah,
How many other people you got in the back?
Other ID in his wall, too.
Okay. You got a couple people in the back? Just your girl? Okay. Ray, you on the car?
Yeah.
Alright, man.
Anthony appears to be compliant at the moment, but is still confused about his speeding. He expresses skepticism toward the officer's allegations, but hands over his ID to the officer. Anthony made a good move here. Some people would be arguing by now. But later, as you will see, Anthony won't be so cooperative.
Ask Anthony for insurance. It's suspended for insurance, so.
Do you have insurance? Do you have it in the car or on the phone? Can you show him?
Mind if I grab it? Valid.
Good? Okay. Well, come back here, buddy. So, comes back suspended for a mandatory insurance violation, but he's got good insurance, okay? Still have to tow the car. We're not going to take the plates, though.
Even though Anthony was stopped for speeding upon checking his documents, it was discovered that his vehicle's registration plates were suspended due to a mandatory insurance violation. Despite Anthony presenting what he claimed to be valid insurance, the system still showed the plates as suspended. This discrepancy is what would lead to a rather unpleasant chain of events.
No, they have not, bro. I have insurance right here. I have everything valid. Insurance with plates. Bro, I have everything is valid. Y'all don't have no reason to tow my car. Everything is valid, bro. What are you talking about?
I'm already telling you right now that according to the Secretary of State that we just ran through our lead system, it comes back as suspended.
The officers explained that even though Anthony had insurance, the plates were still suspended in the system, possibly due to a previous violation that had not been resolved. Anthony, frustrated and confused, insisted that everything was valid and that there was no reason to tow his car.
Bro, there's nothing to figure out. Everything is valid. I literally just showed y'all valid insurance, valid driver's license, valid plates. Everything is valid,
I
bro.
can only do what I'm being told, man.
Like, bro, that's cap, bro. Get y'all supervisor out here.
Anthony begins to demand the presence of a supervisor, indicating that he is done arguing with the officers on the scene. This is a common strategy for one of two things. One, if the officer is truly in the wrong, a supervisor can be an extra barrier to avoid misconduct. Or the second strategy could be utilized to delay the officers and their investigations. Whatever Anthony's motives are, he is frustrated and wants to keep possession of his car.
You can get the car back for $250 at the Decatur Police Department.
But who wants to pay? Who wants to do that? I can just go get some new plates.
The car legal.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, maybe that's something you'll have to go do, but for right now, it's the city ordinance saying
Just tell the supervisor to pull up. I'll talk to him.
Well, Anthony, give me a minute. Roll down your window so I can explain that part to you, too.
As the situation escalated, the officers decided that they were going to tow the vehicle according to city ordinances. Anthony refused to exit the vehicle, leading to further confrontation. The officers attempted to explain the legalities and enforce the tow, but Anthony and his passengers became increasingly agitated.
Do you know Anthony?
Yes.
Could you...
Do you know me?
I don't. Can I explain something to you? Maybe we can talk to him a little bit better?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
By taking aside the lady who knows Anthony, This officer is trying a different approach to see if it can yield some different results, or maybe she can give him some helpful information. Talking with someone who knows Anthony might help clarify the situation, and this lady might be able to convince him to exit his car.
But the plates just come back suspended for insurance.
We got insurance.
This happens from time to time when plates get suspended for insurance, and you can still get insurance on the vehicle, but it has never been resolved.
After explaining the situation and also having a back and forth argument with the lady about the same thing Anthony was arguing, the officer begins to get frustrated himself. You could imagine what this might be like to have to explain the same thing over and over again. And that person is not listening to you or understanding.
We are told by the city that I work for that I have to tow this car.
Why are you getting loud and I'm right here?
I can't do it. All right. You're not helping the situation, though. That's why I'm getting loud and frustrated.
Call your sergeant.
I'm trying, but he is not here. Please do, Sergeant Daniels. I don't know you, and you're not helping the situation out.
Sergeant Daniels was kind and polite to the lady, explaining the situation and trying to help ease people's nerves, but he made no progress. In fact, toward the end of his conversation with the lady, he didn't do himself any favors by showing his frustration. He has no choice but to give one last attempt by calling a supervisor to try and smooth things over.
Yes, sir. We got a situation out here. We got a guy here just being absolutely uncooperative. His plates say suspended for mandatory insurance violation. He does have current insurance. He's valid and all that, and he's throwing his fit. He doesn't understand the process.
Who is it?
It is Anthony.
Last year, Anthony faced arrest for having cannabis with the intention of distribution in an amount ranging from 30 to 500 grams. He was also charged with armed violence involving Category 1 firearms, which include handguns, shotguns, or any other type of concealable gun. Additionally, he was caught with an aggravated unlawful use of a loaded weapon without a concealed carry permit. Ultimately, he was convicted for the aggravated unlawful use of a weapon, and is now on a 30-month probation period for this offense.
All right, I'm not going to waste my time. I'll head out there.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Thanks.
Once the supervisor arrived, the same discussion proceeded to take place with Anthony, rendering him with no new information. The situation deteriorated when backup officers arrived, and Anthony was ordered to exit the vehicle.
Just get out of the car, dude.
You just said I can go down there.
You can either get an intake or you can go to jail.
Anthony was ordered to exit the vehicle. The passenger started to fidget and rummage in a backpack, so naturally the officers got suspicious.
Stop reaching in the car.
This is valid registration.
Then get out of the car. We've gave you
Get your hands up.
several.
Get your hands up.
You've got something right there.
What I got? Man, get your
Get out of the car. Get out of the car, man. Get out of the car.
Get your hands up. Get your hands
Bro,
up.
you ain't got. I don't got
Going
nothing.
in
You don't got-
handcuffs. Get your hands. Put your hands behind your back.
Bro, you. Y'all doing too much.
Get out of the car, Anthony.
Step out.
Y'all some.
Keep your hands behind your back.
You kind of cool. A
Turn
little
around.
bit.
Put your hands behind your back.
Bro, what are y'all trying to cuff me?
Relax for a second.
Run away from it right now.
Don't tense up, man.
Man,
Just relax.
Y'all last tweet.
Just relax.
You guys aren't complying to anything we say.
Back, bro.
Stop. Hey!
Bro, stop.
Stop it.
They were eventually removed from the car and placed under arrest for resisting. During the arrest, there was a physical altercation, decorated words, and yelling from the neighbors. Anthony and his friend were in denial during the arrest and continued to argue.
Watch out. Y'all doing too much. Y'all said y'all towing my car for suspended license plate, so tow the car.
Anthony's tone and argument begins to change. Instead of trying to avoid his car being impounded, he now argues the officers should tow the car and let him go. Naturally, many people might choose this argument after being arrested.
That was what? They resisted. I got a quick question. How can you tow something when it's on private property?
Because he pulled on a private property.
This is our property. He lives
Absolutely,
here.
it's a traffic stop.
Okay, so how can you tow it if it's on private property? That's what I'm asking.
Because he committed a violation on the roadway. They followed
So
him
you
down
can
here.
still tow it
Yes, we can.
even though it's on private property?
Yes.
You guys step back. There's a canine out. I don't want anybody getting bit.
Go up there and deal with that.
Yeah.
I got it on video.
Step back from the car, ma'am. He's going to run this dog around here.
Okay,
I don't want you getting bit.
Like, what do you mean?
Anthony, just put your feet in the car.
Bro, what, under arrest for?
Get in the car, we'll put you in the car.
What was he under arrest for?
Exactly.
Resisting.
Bro, everything on video, I was not resisting.
You weren't here.
I'm asking you a question. That's my son.
Because you wouldn't follow our directions.
What direction was that?
As if the situation couldn't get any worse, Anthony's father shows up. No doubt a family member or maybe even Anthony himself called his father while in the car. Now things are getting even more spicy with conversations happening at once all over the scene.
This is for a suspended license, bro. They talking.
How long were you on scene when they wouldn't get out of the car?
They don't have to get out the car.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Get in the car, we'll put you in the car.
So now we threatening?
The father begins to ask questions and increasingly gets more pointed and aggravated. Anthony's dad is not happy, and what the father does next is a bad move. He takes the phone that belonged to his son, which was going into evidence. This, along with the fact that the father begins to get somewhat physical, forces the officers to arrest him.
We're not giving the phone away. Stop. Stop. It's not yours.
That's a pastor. That's a pastor.
Give me the phone. Give me the phone.
Pastor, don't push him.
Put your hands on me. Get him on the ground. Give me all the units right now. Get back. Get back. You're going to jail.
Don't touch me.
Don't just really pass some man in the rib cage.
Exactly.
Y'all some piece of shit ass. That's what the fuck y'all is.
Things are out of control. There are many neighbors on the street now yelling slurs at the cops and getting other people riled up. Anthony's father was taken down and a taser was deployed on him. This would mean that the father will now have to go to the hospital to have these prongs removed, making the officer's evening even longer. Regardless of this, Anthony's father is going to spend the night in jail with his son. All this is happening with yelling, a loud car alarm, and chaos everywhere.
So who did the punching? Because I got all y'all on camera. Officer Braden? Look like you. Oh, you too. You look like a rookie too.
There are some fucking
So I got them on camera punching y'all. That's what I do.
It's the public right here. What you believe?
Yeah. You look like a rookie. You look like you just got out of the academy. This Mr. Aggressive right here, Officer Braden. All y'all for expired plates. Make it make sense.
It doesn't make sense. All this over a suspended license plate. Now 3 people are going to jail and Anthony's car is going to be towed. Not to mention the disturbance in the neighborhood where children have also begun to watch the scene unfold. This all could have been avoided if Anthony had just stepped out of his car, taken the fine, and moved on. But among all the chaos, Officer Braden makes a little mistake, or misunderstands what is being done with Anthony's phone. The same phone the father was arrested for when he took it earlier. This phone is being submitted into evidence, and Officer Braden hands it back to the lady in the white shirt. But with everything going on and tensions running high, it's easy to make a small miscalculation like this.
Give me the phone.
He gave it to me. What are you talking about?
That was what the whole fucking fight was for, Braden. Jesus fucking Christ.
The officers aim to retain custody of the cell phone, considering its potential to hold crucial evidence should any contraband be found in the vehicle. With the search of the vehicle still underway, it was critical for the officers to keep hold of Anthony's cell phone until the inspection was fully concluded. Ultimately, the search of the vehicle resulted in the discovery of a minor quantity of cannabis, but no weapons were found. In the aftermath of a traffic stop that escalated into a legal confrontation, all 3 individuals faced charges for their actions. The driver, Anthony, faced a charge of misdemeanor obstructing an officer. In court, Anthony was found guilty and received a sentence of a 12-month conditional discharge along with a mandate to complete 100 hours of community service. Anthony's father, Brian, was charged more severely, a felony including armed violence with Category 1 weapons, aggravated battery to an officer, and resisting and obstructing an officer. The passenger, Breshaw, was charged with misdemeanor obstructing an officer. If you want to see more breakdown videos like this, then subscribe for more.